H not having black people on the pay-per-views, but trying to take advantage of black culture. He did this at Complex Con. Now, out of the 3,000 celebrities that was at Complex Con, one of the last people, or not people that even want to see at all, is WWE superstars. And who he brought, along with Jimmy Uso, Cody, and Liv Morgan, was Bianca Belair. But another person he brought was Montez Ford. And they're sitting on this panel where Bianca Belair is like talking, and Montez Ford is just sitting there like Stedman and Oprah, like, you know, Bianca is in steady control of the conversation, and Bianca is the star, and Bianca is going to help her man get over instead of creative and Triple H job of getting him over, putting him on pay-per-views and star matches. Bianca, oh, this is Bianca's boy toy. You know what I mean? Like, it's getting ridiculous. Like, you can't have niggas on the pay-per-view, but you got niggas at Complex Con. That's the equivalent of not putting MVP on a pay-per-view, but have him at the grand opening of Hip Hop Fish and Chicken. It's stereotypic and controversial. But to make it worse, instead of having Montez Ford do something with Travis Scott, you have Triple H, 55-year-old bald-headed ass, on stage with Travis Scott presenting them the hardcore title, which no one in the crowd even cared. We don't need Travis Scott to tell hype beasts that wrestling is cool. Us, the wrestling community, and us wrestling fans in West Side Gun need to tell people that wrestling is cool. You see what I'm saying? Because the Complex Con audience does not give a fuck about pro wrestling. They care about resold shoes, overpriced Hellstar, and overpriced name brand clothes. That's what Complex Con is. Don't make it South by Southwest where it's just everything from everywhere in. And, you know, Triple H gave, you know, Travis Scott the hardcore title, but newsflash Triple H, Travis Scott never acknowledged Cactus Jack as the reason that he took that name or named his label after Cactus Jack. Not one time has Travis Scott mentioned Mankind or Mick Foley or Cactus Jack in none of his songs or put them in his promo. I was the first guy that put a Cactus Jack with Travis Scott and called them the Utopia Tag Team Champions and made like $2,500 off that shirt at Royal Rumble, selling it to people. So now it's like Triple H is putting this full court press on Travis Scott to try to, you know, equate Travis Scott with Cactus Jack when I think Cactus Jack was an indie wrestler. He never was a WWE wrestler. And you putting Travis Scott with Mankind. Mankind and Cactus Jack are two different people. Numb nuts. Okay? So if anything, it should have been a Travis Scott shirt with a Cactus Jack on it instead of a Mankind. That's why you know Triple H is a culture vulture, and it makes me sick to my stomach. Where it's hard for me to watch fake WWE when Triple H says he doesn't have room for black wrestlers, when I can watch real UFC, where I just seen a black man spin kick a white man and beat him down to his knees, and have another rich white man that has more money than Triple H and Vince McMahon say in his press conference that this black man is the greatest UFC fighter of all time after main event in Madison Square Garden in front of 18,000 people. A black man beat a white man down to his knees and has another white man that's richer than Triple H calling him the GOAT in the press conference. But Triple H is saying that he's not putting black people on pay-per-views. Where wrestling is not real, you can easily smash a black wrestler over and write him over. Smash him over like Jim Cornette did to Batista. You know what I'm saying? So, WWE, it's not about the talent there. It's about the higher-ups and how they do things. And it's a shame that black fans don't care anymore. They just don't like AEW. So they don't care if AEW is doing right and putting together great matches for AEW wrestlers. They won't acknowledge the fact that the WWE is emasculating black men and not using black wrestlers. when they got a ton of great black talent in NXT that can surpass the New Day, that can surpass, Apollo Crews. You got Carmelo Hayes, who's getting a little light. He challenged Cody, but you got Trick Williams and some other people that look like the culture that's in NXT that Triple H could be using, and Triple H does not decide not to. But Triple H is the first one to set his bald-headed 55-year-old Rogaine using ass on stage with with Travis Scott holding up the title. So you don't want to use our culture in the pay-per-views, but you want to use our culture to draw more fans into WWE. I just don't get that. And instead of black people calling them out, they don't want to admit that AEW does better by black people than WWE. They'll just ignore it and watch the WWE and swallow Samoan meat. And that's my problem with WWE fans and black WWE fans. You know what I mean? Okay, y'all took a L. Y'all always said it wasn't no black people in AEW. And WWE is where the black people are. Now, black people are looking like fools in WWE, and black people are thriving in AEW, and black outlets are not acknowledging it. They're acknowledging Samoan meat swallowing. We got to get this thing straightened out. You know what I mean? Because me, as an AEW fan that loves the Young Bucks and the Elite, that wasn't even putting over black wrestlers, is telling you this. I shouldn't be the one that does this. I shouldn't be the one that be telling you that it's some great black talent in WWE that's just not getting used. I shouldn't be the one that's doing it. The person that loves AEW better than WWE. But I'm calling you niggas out because it's not about black wrestlers. It's about it's about y'all liking WWE better than AEW, so you won't do the right thing. Or you want to swallow meat to get in the media room. But like they said, every message is not for the messenger. I know y'all can't afford to go to WrestleMania, so y'all want to be media so y'all can get free Mania and pay-per-view tickets. Okay. But come on, bro. I shouldn't be the only one pointing this out. But like I said, I was the first one pointing it out 3 months ago. And this just got brought up at a press conference last month, which is crazy. It's crazy.